Hi guys, Erica here from O'Shea Scrapbooking, and I thought I would do another mood board madness. So this week's mood board, or this time's mood board, is actually one I didn't create myself, and this one is actually from Scrap the Girls June Challenge. I'll just show you. Hopefully I can put in a still photo right here. I'm not sure whether I can do that. So still photo coming up of this right now. Okay. So that is the mood board. So Scrap the Girls is a blog challenge here in Australia, or Australia based. I believe you can have international entrants as well. And basically the main focus of the page has to be big girls. So I chose this photo here, my daughter. This is my, throwing things around. My eldest daughter, Georgia, she's 7. I'm just going back and basically re-scrap and pulling some of my older photos as well. Just a few here and there, not doing great heaps, but just a few that I really liked. Alright, so I put together this kit based around the challenge. So let's show you quickly what I've picked out. And now I'm just going to use a white base, I believe. That's my plan anyway. And I picked this piece of Glitz Design Wild and Free paper. I really like the colours here. Not so much this piece, but it depends on what I'm doing with it. And that's the back. Could use that as well. Really, it's really nice print. So if I do use it, I won't use all of it because I'm a hoarder and like to use as much as I possibly can out of a piece of paper. I also have the 6x6 paper pad, but I don't believe I have that one left. No, I don't. Scraps. I've nearly killed this paper pad. No, I don't. Oh, yes I do. Sorry. Fibbed. So I do have the small version as well. So I'm not sure what I'll do yet, whether I use the big one or the small one. That's something I didn't know. That's a different pattern on the back. Yeah, good thought. Okay, so I've got that as well. So I may use that. Another couple of things I pulled. These papers that I pulled next are from this Merci Tangerine Tang. I got that from Big W here in Australia. And these are the papers that I pulled out of it. There's this Bolka, orange Bolka, this orange heart, and that has like on some spots you can't tell on camera, but it's like got a little glitter sort of bits here and there, just over the hearts. And then there's this one. Now, that one's a bit leery for my liking, but I like the fact that it had the purple in it as well. And it's like foiled as well, which is really cool. So I might just use a little bit here and there. I may punch some of these circle pieces and make them up as flare for embellishments. So we'll see what I do with that. These next papers, these are all from 6x6 or 6.5x6.5 paper pads. So this one here is from the Kaisercraft Cherry Blossom. So that's that one. Now I may use a little bit more of this paper pad depending on what I do, because there's like this orange one with script on it. A bit more pink, splotchy one. It just depends on what I do. And plus the embellishments that are in the back. So I will see what works, what doesn't. May not get used at all. May, it really depends. I'm hit and miss. And then there's this little sparkly one. Now this is a cute little pickup from Kmart, Australia. Creative brand. So just a little cheap one, 6x6 mini pad. It's really cute. Got some really cute designs. But I thought that one would work as well. So that's the papers that I picked. And next I pulled these Prima chipboard. Now there's a chalk sort of looking chipboards, and I don't have overly too many left. These are the Optimus range. But you know, this one here I thought would work, definitely. And then like the little button is that pink colour. I like the little doily one as well. Like I said, I don't have many left, so even these might work. So I thought, you know, a few different embellishments there. What else have I picked out? Some layering items. So I've got a couple of different sized doilies, and these glitz designs, they're called peekaboos, and they're transparencies, and I'm trying so hard to use transparencies. I find them a bit tricky, so you know, see how I go. Whether I use them or not, I'm not sure, but we'll pull them and we'll see how we go. Now some other little embellishments and things I've picked. Kaisercraft All That Glitters collectibles, or their whatever they want to call them, like they're die cuts basically. There's pink in there and the gold sort of coloured pieces I thought would work. I've added gold to this myself, not really in the mood board, but I thought a little bit of gold would look awesome with it. So yeah, so like I've picked these Molly and Mimi glitter seals as well in the gold glitter, and I thought that if I go with the glitter paper, the gold glitter would work as well, so having that glitter throughout, and plus there's and the paper there with glitter on it. And some rub-ons. These are just like little rub-ons that I've got left over, but I really like this. I thought that would work. And these Bella droplets, again in the gold. There's gold, black and white in this, so any of those would also work, I'd say. And then last but not least, I pulled Amy Tangerine Thickers. These are Grace, and they're just the black words, so I thought I could do a title with those. So that is the kit. Oh, plus I picked out some Dylusion spray. I've got squeezed orange and bubblegum pink. So yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. Alright, I'll speed it up and alright, we'll see what we can create. Okay, so the Dylusion spray and the pink I picked out didn't work, so I picked out this other one. It was a Lindy Stamp Gang, and it was, I think, Cheshire Cat might be the one. So I'm just spraying it on my board there and just picking it up with some packaging. And just spluttering it on my page. The pink and the orange colours together, and sort of letting them mix a little bit, but not too much. I didn't want to make too much mud. Just soaking up some of the excess there. Went a bit too far. I'm just cleaning up my space. I'm taking out some of that orange out of the mix and just grabbing the pink. Just dabbing a bit more pink back in there. It was a bit very heavy-handed with the orange. Alright, set that page aside and I'll clean up my workspace. I'll let that one dry. Yeah, my hands are filthy. Okay, so I'm just working out the orientation now, just moving around to see what will work best. Sort of have a rough idea of where I want the photo to go, but I'm not too sure of everything else that I want to do in the layout. So I grabbed a big piece of card, and I'm just going to cut out the centre of it because I don't want to waste all the paper on just backing that one sheet, so when you're not going to see too much of it anyway, so I don't want to waste it. I can always use the rest of it on something else, so I just cut out a big chunk of the middle. Forever saving my papers. If you're not going to see it, you may as well not add the extra bulk to your pages. That's my theory. Alright, so just looking at it, and I'm just going to cut that down a bit. Sort of decide whether I want to add that back on top or leave it out or what I want to do. I'll leave it off, and I'm just going to trim down this so it fits. I think I trim around all 4 sides, so just to keep it sort of centered, so I didn't throw the line off a bit. I'm just cutting a small amount off each side. Sitting it on there, yep, and I'm happy with how that looks. Just enough of that extra colour in the background there, just seeing around it. So, and I keep those. So I figure I could probably try and use them somewhere. I don't think I do. I think they get left off. So just sort of working out rough placement. I think I want to put it up towards the top there. And I just start playing around with the layers of different papers that I've picked out. Trying to see what will work in the layers. Yep, punch out some of these circles. And I'm just going to make up some faux flare just using the epoxy circles that I have. Yep, popped out 3, just with 3 different embellishment spots. I'm just looking at that heart paper as well, trying to use that. Trying to see what will work best in my layers. And I've got these transparencies that I'm trying to use up as well. I'm just trying to use because I tend not to use them. I do manage to use one on this page though, so that's really good. I'm just trying to work out what doily would look best as well. I know I want to use a doily on it, but I'm just not sure how at the moment. I move these papers around so much that in the end I just start to stick because it was just bothering me too much. So have a bit of a think, tap with the fingers, and I'm like, no, I've just got to start somewhere. Oh yeah, I decided to add a bit more pink in there. It was a bit too heavy on the orange, so just really slow squeeze and you get big drops. I could have just splattered it on there, and I just sort of dab it out a little bit just to sort of quickly dry it up as well. I did lose a bit of colour, but not too much. Alright, so just grabbing the papers now, I'm just going to start cutting and sticking. I really need bigger scissors. They are so small, and they're my bigger ones that I use at my desk. I'm going to get a pair of giant scissors, I think. If anyone's seen Adele Toomey, Adele from Inky Quill, you'll see her big giant scissors. I love them. They're awesome. Just like one snip and you could throw a 12 by 12 piece, just about. So just mucking about with my layers, just playing. And that heart paper, I just cut off a strip of the heart in the end. It doesn't work in the layers. So I think I look at it and go, well, I might just cut off a strip of hearts. I'm still trying to use it as a layer, but it just doesn't quite work. So I think here is where I cut it off, yep. Just look at laying that across the photo, but I'm not sure what I want to do there yet. I'm mucking about with that doily. Yeah, I think I go with the smaller doily as well. Just tidy up a bit more there, moving things around. And I sort of lay it out a bit just to see what it looks like. Turn that paper around the other way so that photo hangs over the other side. Yeah, it's starting to come together, so like I said, I just had to start making those layers and then I was right. Just fiddling with the papers, just doing my head in. So I just chucked that down the bottom there, and in the end that's close to where it stays, but I decided to use it to tie in the base paper with the rest of the layout instead of having it sitting separate. Alright, starting to stick my layers together now. I just had to get on with it. It was just taking too long. I don't know whether you guys get to that point where you just like, I've just got to start sticking, or maybe you just the type that can just start sticking and just have it work beautifully. But I fluff about so much sometimes. Oh yeah, that kept getting stuck in my fingers. It scrunched up a bit, but it was the bit I was covering up, so I wasn't too worried. And I still haven't stuck the base down yet. But sort of sticking everything else together. And I actually used the layer, the transparency. It's a little cute, little sort of gold coloured frame from Glitz Design. And just grabbing those other embellishments that I picked out earlier. I'm just going to have a look around and see what to do with the embellishment clusters. Yep, so I've had a bit of a play, just off camera, sort of roughly, and just putting some aside. Oh no, that's right, I've gone through all those packets and picked out the embellishments that I thought would work, so just to limit my numbers a bit, otherwise I've got way too many out, so just showing you which ones I picked out. And I made up those epoxy flare. Alright, so start sticking time, get this stuck down. It's not going to change any more from here, so I stick it down, then I can just get on with it. Just try and line it up so it's centered. And stick it down, and it helps it does help flatten it out a bit. And I just realised I've missed a bit of the white border from where the water strip was, so I just use my scissors and trim that down. Just sort of sit them back on there. I think I realised that I haven't actually stuck it down after a bit. I forget. Yeah, just cut another strip, and I just want to use it up the top. Just sort of tie it back in, and I just cut it a bit smaller there. And then I look at this and I'm like, I can cut that there as well, and then bring that in. So I've got 3 down the bottom and then just the one at the top. It just adds a nice little balance to it. And I know I really desperately want to use this chipboard, and I didn't like the fact that it was on a white background, so I just stuck it to a bit of packaging, just so I could muck around with the placement. And because it was on the white background, it just sort of threw me a bit. So I stick it to the packaging, and then it's then I can see exactly where it'll be on the page, and I can still move it around. It's still sticky. I did have a little bit of trouble peeling them back off, but it wasn't too bad. They came off okay. I think you see me do that to a few other bits as well, like this cute. I think I do that too, sticking it to the packaging. Just helps with trying to line up things. I don't think I used the perfect. No, I'll leave that off. And I'm looking for an and symbol, and I completely missed it when I was looking at the packaging. So I pull out this plus. It's meant to be like a little X, but I try and use it as a plus, but it just doesn't quite work. And then I look back at the packaging and I'm like, oh, hey, there's an ampersand there, so I'm like, oh, yep, there it is. So I scruff the ampersand out instead, switch it over with from the plus. So then I've got cute and happy. That's my title. I just added some of those gold heart seal stickers with gold glitter. I'm just trying to work out roughly my placement for my 3 embellishment clusters. Looking about the other bits of embellishments. That rub-on, I think I might use up there top. I really like that doily, but it's chipboard, so it doesn't quite have the same look. Now these flowers, I struggle with using flowers. I do. I'm forcing myself to use them a bit more, and just sort of, yeah, try and include them, because I really love the look of them on other people's layouts. but I find they just look really weird on mine, so I'm not sure. I mustn't be doing something right, but or something. I don't know. But I do like them in the end on this layout. They sort of worked in the end, so I'm just putting those little circles around as well, because I just wanted to bring out that purple as well, because that purple was quite predominant in this colour board as well, in the mood board, and so I do want to bring that back in a bit. Alright, so I think I've roughly worked out where I'm doing with the embellishment clusters. And I'm about to start sticking. I think I realised I haven't even stuck that picture down onto the main thing. Oh no, here we go. I'll try and stick something on. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not even stuck down. This is it, I think. Maybe I realise here. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, oh, I haven't stuck it down. So, lift it all up and stick it down there. Just adding a fair bit of tape just to give it, making sure it sticks with all those layers. Oh gosh, I've got the hiccups. Terrible. Alright, adding that little line in. I think I'll stick these rows of hearts down as well. I'm just adding all the embellishments now. I think that's all I've got to go. Yeah, just putting this rub-on down, and I staple my rub-ons because I cut them apart like that, so I just put a little staple in them, just hold them together. So I'm going to use that to sort of tie in the background as well into the main part of the picture, the layout, and I just use my rub-on, bone folder, and just rub them on. Now I just test the edge of it, and I only lift it slowly. If it's not quite down, I put it back down and go over it. There's a couple of spots that I had a bit of trouble sticking. So what I do is then pull it up and then put it back down and just give it one more rub over. It usually helps everything stick. That piece at the top didn't stick, so I just pulled it off, and you can't even tell that it's not there on when it was meant to be. I'm just working out the other placements now of my embellishments. Gold sticker. Now I do move things slightly after the cameras stopped. I thought I'd lost a bit too much of that gold heart that I just put on there, so I do move it back out a little bit. Just because the positioning wasn't quite right. It just looked like a weird blob. Couldn't really make the heart shape out. So I move him out a little bit. And I tuck these my faux flares under a little bit, and I just grab some foam tape just to pop up a couple of bits and pieces here and there as well. I think like that chipboard shape. I just pop a little bit of foam tape under him just to pop him up a bit because of the faux flare. That's hard to say. That I added, it just made it sit up a bit. So just layering up some of those flowers there in that corner. Just trying to work out which way up I need to put that flower just to make it look like it's sitting up the right way and not upside down. Otherwise they can look really odd. Okay, I think I've worked it out. There's a little bit of chipboard there. I'm not quite happy with that, so I'm just moving it around a bit. I'm not happy with how that's, so I think I used a bit of foam on that one as well, on that bit of chipboard. Added the flare and just adding the little gold gold heart on that one. Adding my title. That one was a die cut, so I just add some tape to it. Just tucking the extra bits that go over the edge there. So I just peel off these off the back of that plastic, and that peels off okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. It worked. I need to invest in some of that paper that everyone else seems to be using. It looks like some sort of kitchen paper, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. So if you know, could you let me know in the comments? Because I would love to get some. It looks really handy to be able to move your embellishment around and actually see around them, sort of thing, without losing the sticky. Yeah, just some enamel dots, just in black. These 3 triangles, I think, 2 or 3? 3. Yeah, 3 triangles at the top. Maybe add a couple other spots somewhere, just to balance out the black other embellishments that I've got, sort of black based ones. And a couple of the dots I think I had as well. Just in my 3 embellishment spots. Now those little dots didn't stick very well to the glitter, but because there's actually transparency and it's actually gone over the top of the glitter, they actually did stick there, so that was alright. So I'll just do a quick little close-up. And now I'll leave you with the sketch and some close-ups. Alright, cheers, bye.